Regulation 421.1.201 in Amendment 3 of the IET wiring regulations requires consumer units for use in domestic household premises to have their enclosures manufactured from non-combustible material. The intent of Regulation 421.1.201 is to contain any fire that may occur within the consumer unit. Installers of consumer units within domestic household premises are required to apply good workmanship and proper materials and ensure that the cable entry method, so far as is reasonably practicable, maintains the fire containment of the enclosure. Regulation 416.2.2 of the wiring regulations also requires the installer to ensure that the consumer unit, when fully installed, achieves an IP rating of IP4X on the top elevation, if this is readily accessible, and elsewhere on the consumer unit, the other elevations of the enclosure must be to IP2XC. This can be achieved in many ways. The following are examples of methods that may be used, including the use of a mains tails gland. In our first example, all cables enter the enclosure via a single entry point with the trunking system installed, so as to provide a barrier to assist achieving the necessary IP rating where the outgoing cables and consumer unit meet. In an installation with concealed or buried cables, using the rear entry knockouts automatically ensures that the IP rating on all elevations of the enclosure remain intact. Mains tails may also enter the unit through the rear entry knockouts or through a suitable mains tails gland. With surface cables using a bush and lock nut assembly, surface-mounted trunking will give mechanical protection to the cables at the point of entry into the consumer unit and form a barrier to assist achieving the necessary IP rating on the top elevation. Alternatively, using semi-blind grommets with trunking will again give mechanical protection to the cables at the point of entry into the consumer unit and form a barrier to assist achieving the necessary IP rating on the top elevation. These semi-blind grommets are available in fire-resistant materials and automatically size themselves to the shape of the cable penetration. The use of a cable chamber to provide a path and a cover that allows access to all of the cable entries on the top elevation will create an assembly that caters for high-density wiring situations and achieve a satisfactory IP rating on the top elevation. Flat cable stuffing glands are available in a variety of materials, including metal versions. These can be used to ensure that a satisfactory IP rating is achieved all round, as is seen here on this metal garage unit. A consumer unit patras can be used to provide a path to the rear entry positions in the back of the enclosure. Rear entry cabling ensures that the IP rating on all elevations of the enclosure automatically remains intact. The mains tails should be mechanically protected and the cable entry point must be to the necessary IP rating. Using a suitable mains tails cable gland should achieve this rating. In TT installations, it is also recommended that additional protection is provided by a 100 mA time-delayed S-type RCCB between the consumer unit and the supply meter to protect against the risk of faults arising from mains tails becoming loose and coming into contact with the metal enclosure. The mains tails also require mechanical protection by use of a suitable mains tails gland. Wylex NN consumer units for domestic household premises.